Khan. Alright, now Athan Kal Halalim Wahawadla Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rechaha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders at the Great Millstone GMS who rule well and who teach well. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the Bayath Shah Dawadah, which is the house of David, the tabernacle of David, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of this world, beginning with the 144,000, the governing body. Alright, his servants, the men, the prophets. Okay, now he's in this gospel again throughout the whole world, wherever they are scattered in captivity. Okay, Abaratazah, which means Father willing. So Father willing, this lesson is edifying. So here we are, man. Another step closer to the MOTB. Moves are being made, man. Moves are being made. So this article from the peoplesvoice.tv came out on the 6th of April 2026, the year of sellouts, apostates and agents. So of course it's a very recent article. Right now in the UK, in the bottomless pit, it's Wednesday the 8th of April. Alright, I'm just at the plantation right now on break. So yeah, alright, and I'll put the link to this article in the news, this news article, the link to it in the description area underneath. Alright, so the headline says, Mexico announces imminent plan to outlaw cash, mandate digital IDs. See that? So we're underway, man. And before we go further, we'll go to the book of the prophet Habakkuk chapter 2, start at verse 2 and read to verse 3, Old Testament, okay? And it reads, And Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision, prophecies, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie, though it tarry. Wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Okay? So this infrastructure is being set up for the RFID micro CHIP, which is the MOTB. All right, all these various nations will continue to go digital. All right, even with the digital wallets and digital IDs. Okay, you can't forget CBDCs, central bank digital currencies as well. All right, yeah. Remember, all roads leads down to the micro CHIP. All right, Revelation chapter 13 verse 16 on down goes into that. All right, so yeah, the new world order is all about changing this particular system into a new system. It will, it'll be all digital and cashless. Okay, and again, it boils down to the digital all. It's Bible prophecy. All right, so E is furthering his enterprise. Okay, yeah, so let's get into this article. Mexico's far-left government is accelerating its plan to outlaw cash and mandate digital IDs, pushing forward with a sweeping biometric identification system while laying the groundwork for a fully cashless society. Yeah, biometric going into body measurement. Alright, you see? So iris scanning, okay, fingerprint scan, all it's going to be more and more common, okay, ever so more. Alright. Under President Claudia Sheinbaum, a small hat by the way, officials, a woman, which is not meant to be in a leadership position whatsoever, okay? Officials are framing the initiative as voluntary modernization, even as they eliminate cash payments at gas stations and highway toll booths, you see? So bit by bit, gradualism, okay? If you don't have a digital wallet, all right? And stuff like that. You know how you're going to pay for gas and stuff, all right? You see? See where they're heading with it. We're not ignorant to Satan's devices, man, whatsoever. All right. With digital transactions set to become mandatory by the end of this year, 2026. See that? We're not ignorant of any matter, small or great. See? And advance the rollout of biometric CURP digital IDs incorporating fingerprints, iris scans, and facial recognition. Yeah. You see? So this is where we're heading, man. Okay. Remember, these devils have a very, very short time. All right. So that's why, we cry loud and spare not, man. Okay, lift up our voices like a trumpet. Okay, this is important, right? We don't care about feelings and that we sound like a broken record. All right. Prophecies are repetitive. Okay, we have to, warn the flock about this. You see. Remember, the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. This is prophecy, man. Okay? We're at the very, very, very end of this devil's queendom. Reports ReclaimTheNet.org reports, refuse the biometric credential and lose your phone. The curb biometric upgrades Mexico's existing population registry code. I'm not going to read. Right, so it's from an 18-character alphanumeric string into something far more personal. The updated system captures face, fingerprint, and iris biometrics, packages them with a quick response code and digital signature, and produces what amounts to a mobile readable identity document tied to your body. Look at this, more distraction. Justin Bieber reveals Diddy and Usher drained his blood in sickening adrenochrome rituals. All sorts of witchcraft goes on Babylon the Great, man. And this guy's in his like, him and Usher. See that? These sellouts of our people, man. Got a lot to talk about. Right, so registration happens at RENAPO and civil registry offices, where staff can scan all 10 fingerprints, both irises, take a facial photograph, and record a digital signature. You'll need a valid photo ID, a certified CURP, and an original or certified birth certificate just to walk in. And when you do your research, your birth certificate goes back to slavery. Alright? The government has framed this primarily as a tool for addressing Mexico's crisis of forced disappearances. The biometric data feeds into a unified identity platform connecting the National Population Registry with the National Forensic Data Bank and records held by prosecutors and intelligence agencies, enabling real-time identity searches. That's the stated purpose. So if you hear, voice in the background. Yeah, so lucky for that. I lost my. There's a point I wanted to make. Alright. Look at this. RT.com. Trump announces 2-week ceasefire with Iran. The president claimed the US has already met and exceeded all military objectives. Oh. There's a lot going on. A lot going on. But yeah, man, again, the global elites, the small hats, man, the Amalekites, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, the usual suspects. They want to electronically tag you via the CHIP to track and trace you and monitor you at all times and know everything about you and have your information at any given point, just like that. You see? That's a sick, demented, warped mindset they have. Remember, they want that birthright back, which they're not getting back. Alright? But they will not tag the elect, though. Alright? Yeah. See, even transportation going to and fro, buses, planes, trains, etc. When it comes to buying and selling, energy is one of the main primary sources of traffic being moved. Okay? Traffic is not moved without energy. Alright? So key commodities are energy. Alright? Traffic highways, But yeah, they'll also pushing that peace and safety with this whole technological advancement as well, man. Okay? Scripture says, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Alright? So yeah, cashless society is underway, and various nations are on board with it. You see? Ghana is on it when it comes down to the digital wallet. Alright? In fact, let's get another scripture. I think it's book of Micah chapter 2 verse 2. Alright, let's start at verse 1. Woe to the oppressors, that's the subheading, and it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, and when the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. You see that? The global elites desire to have everybody in a perpetual state of slavery, but they want to make slavery digital. You see? Alright? So this is what the plan up, and have the puppets carry out their actions. Have the set up puppets to carry out do their bidding, their work. Alright? You see that? And then bring it to light. Lord willing, you can hear me, that this transmission is going through. Alright? Yeah. So this is what they want, man. Alright? Yeah. Let's get a little bit more on that article. The actual system being built does considerably more than locate missing people. That too, they're gonna push. Oh, someone's missing. Okay, we've got this you know, they have the C-HIP. We can see where they're at, find them like that. The legislation gives broad access to biometric and personal information to law enforcement, intelligence agencies, and the National Guard. And the law does not require authorities to notify citizens when their data gets accessed. So you ain't gonna have privacy. That's the thing. No privacy whatsoever. Complete slave to them. Alright? Everything, all the information they have, they know about you. Let's jump down a bit. Alright. This is Mexico's third attempt at linking phone numbers to identity. The track record should concern anyone paying attention. Mexico's first cell phone registry called Renault was launched in 2008 and required users to register their numbers with their CURP. Yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of that, I believe it should be from end time headlines.
Let me see what you...
Slovakia. So yeah man, it's like that. It's like that, two horns like a lamb, you don't speak as a dragon. Here's another article from End Time Headlines. All Mexico cell phone users must register by June 30th. So I'll link this in the, article as well. So yeah, according to the latest updates from Mexperience, the landscape for mobile communication in Mexico has shifted following the enactment of a new federal law on January the 9th, 2026. Yeah. Want everyone to have a mobile phone. This legislation mandates that every active mobile number must be verifiably linked to a specific individual's identity. See that? Poland's government on brink of collapse after VIP PDFR ring exposed. Poland government is on the brink of collapse after the exposure of a VIP PDFR ring involving the nation's powerful elite. Yeah, I put the link to this in the description box as well. Elites wear shoes made from unalived kids, or kids that are deceased. Wow man, so much going on. Virgin Bank nationwide completes takeover of Virgin Money.
Too much work, huh?
Yeah, the Copyright Act in the age of artificial intelligence. Anyway, let's get the book of Revelation chapter 13. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11, the beast from the earth. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." They come with that, docile meekness. Oh, we're here to help. All right, we're here to help everybody. All right. Right, to make out that everyone's life, to try and make everyone's lives more convenient. All right. Okay. But really, what's coming down the pipeline is more draconian laws. You know what I mean? So.
Can I read it?
So, again, yeah, it's almost, they're trying to push that, this is all for convenience, things can be done quicker, faster, more efficient, all right? But, again, these devils have a forked tongue, man, all right? Words smooth like butter, softer than oil, loosely paraphrasing. Again, more draconian laws coming down the pipeline, all right? So with that, I'm going to say shalom.